You're watching Gold Rush in a Rush, and we're recapping the Season 15 episode, On Thick Ice. So what happened? At some undisclosed time in the past, while dealing with permafrost, the supports on Parker's dozer blade cracks. Then we transport into some point in the future to quickly repair it. Then we are back in the past, scraping pay. Then we're back in the future, scraping pay. Then we're back in the past, scraping pay until the excavator bucket cracks. So we transport back to the future, where Parker decides to stop sluicing for 3 weeks to give the current cut time to thaw. Also face rubs. Then we're much farther into the future, and we have a cleanup. They find 152.3 ounces. And then we're back in the past again, and Parker bemoans his current situation. But when I say current situation, I'm no longer sure which current is reality. Rick's new 12-inch pump arrives, meaning he can now run Monster Red. We're told it cost $150,000. How did he pay for it? Magic, I suppose. But it's not pumping water into the plant, so they all stand around and look at it not pumping water. Eventually, they realize cracks in the intake line reducer need to be re-welded. But after that's fixed, the water is still only trickling through. So a damaged intake hose is repaired, but the water is still only trickling through. Turns out Rick bought a pump that was great at volume, but terrible at pressure. His disappointment face looks like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Kevin's trucks are getting stuck in the mud and the cut will need to be pumped out. But he doesn't have a pump, so Kevin makes his disappointment face. So of course he heads to Tony to demand one for free. But Tony doesn't have one available, so Kevin makes another disappointment face. Then he calls Parker for one, which he doesn't give, and while we don't see it, I assume another disappointment face is made. Because no other vehicles can work in the muddy cut, Brennan uses the excavator to work alone. But just ignore all those working excavators and loaders in the background. When Tony's pump does arrive, and doesn't start immediately, Kevin complains about that too. Is it obvious I'm getting a little tired of his attitude? The cut is pumped out, and we're out. Tune in next time when Rick turns his back on mining and all his friends after losing again to his addiction to ice cream. I guess some people just want to watch the world churn. You know, I went into this season really excited for the Kevin segments, but because I'm not on camera, you're just going to have to imagine my disappointment face. Ugh, I thought it was just him working with Tony that gave him the bad attitude, but it seems to be just natural for him. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the episode, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, watch the old episodes, leave a comment below, and I'll be back again next week.